Aloha and Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center here in Hawaii on the island of Kauai. I'm Lama Tashi. We present this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8 o'clock, and it is recorded and put on our website for the benefit of students that are watching from the other side of the planet and those that can't meet at this time. Our website is kauaidharma.org. Tonight's class is in the Tibetan shamanistic tradition of presenting healing practices that cause one's immune system to improve rapidly, but more importantly, cause one's mind to adjust to its other reality, which is called voidness. Now, this voidness is just, it's not really a state of nothing or emptiness. It is actually a state of infinite potential on the basis of everything being interconnected. So this interconnectedness is the base of all shamanistic practice. The voidness aspect is called the foot or the support when one practices, and you can relate to it in 3 of the 5 elements. The fire element, the air element, and the space element. These are very subtle, but very important for the support of life and for the support of the phenomenal world. The basis of these for us is, of course, is the earth and water element, which is the makeup of our physical body. These two together, this combination of the subtle energies and the more dense energies of the earth and water are the basis of the practices. And for instance, tonight we're going to do the practice of we say, Vajrayogini, or red tar, or the fire element. And the usefulness of this is, of course, related to warmth. Now, warmth can be both physical and spiritual. Physically, you can relate to it like the warmth of the sun supporting the life of our solar system, or the warmth of your body keeping you comfortable. But this warmth also is a spiritual effect that relates to spiritual practice. And our spiritual practice is all about bringing everything into its, what we call, ultimately true state, which is totally harmonious. And that's where this whole tradition of Tibetan Buddhism started from Shakyamuni Buddha 2,600 years ago, then through the Indian tradition of those Mahasiddhis, masters, then Tibet and Mongolia and those countries, finally to the Western world, to us. This whole tradition is simply based on good health, physically, mentally, emotionally, and with these practices, spiritually. Now tonight, when we do the practices, we're dealing with a global pandemic. And this disease, this, whatever they want to call it, they call it COVID-19, is actually a virus that mutates into what is called a disease in the human body, and bacterial influences are changed in the body, which affects lungs, heart, and liver. This can be treated, and the effect is different for each and every one of us because of our lifestyles, because of our karma. And this karma most people, first of all, don't believe in karma. And second of all, the karma is simply how we exist in this life and how we treat our body and our mind and how we relate to others. That's present karma. And all of that is based on past karma of what we did in previous lives. And those activities of our body, speech, and mind that we performed in previous lives cause tendencies to occur in the mind. Well, the mind doesn't die. The mind, your consciousness, your awareness, no beginning, middle, or end. The universe itself, no beginning, middle, or end. But these two must come into harmony. So that's the tradition of Tibetan Buddhism. That's why it's called shamanistic Lamaism. And when you're training the mind, you need to have an outside source of guidance. And in Tibetan Buddhism, that's called the Lama. Other traditions have different names for their guides, but that's what we use. Now, the Lama is actually a manifestation of your own inner nature, which we call the inner Lama, to help you with your growth, your development, and your evolution into what we call maturity, or in Buddha tradition, we use the word Buddhahood. But this maturity is simply removing the drama, emotional preoccupation with yourself and everyone in the environment, or actually transforming the energy of all that into the energy of your natural state of awareness, which we call the natural mind. The process has to be accomplished with guidance, slowly and deliberately. There's no quick fix. And so this requires training, the big three, which is all you have actually: your body, your speech, and your mind. And when these are transformed or converted, or however you want to think about it, replaced, liberated is the best word, from the chatter of the drama mind, that's the accomplishment of total maturity. That's called Buddhahood. And there's nothing beyond that for us to realize or maintain. So with that said, we'll start with tonight's practices. And since we're dealing with this, each and every one of us, 8 billion humans are dealing with this COVID-19, or actually we're dealing with 170 plus million, 170 million different viruses which inhabit the world around us and our bodies, and are constantly in motion throughout the planet, mostly because of our movement, everybody going everywhere, that one. So I'm going to read this 3 times, and this is a mantra. And the mantra comes from the wisdom nature of all the teachers of all the lineages of Tibetan Buddhism, from Shakyamuni down to the present day, to the highest that we know are like my root Lama Kala Rinpoche, or Karmapa, which is the head of our lineages, or the Dalai Lama. We have many, many examples of wisdom masters. So this was produced by them, for us to tell the spirits to lighten up in this I can call it, spreading of this one particular virus. And it goes like this. Om Pema Shari Pe Ne Parshig Nanga Nene Tayata Sarva Virita Hana Hana Vajrayana Raksha Raksha Soha Om Pema Shari Pe Nen Parshig Nanga Nene Tayata Sarva Virita Hana Hana Vajrayana Raksha Raksha Soha. One more time. Om Padma Shawari Pe Nema Parshig Nanga Nene Tadyata Sawari Rita Hana Hana Vajrayana Raksha Raksha Soha. Soha is also pronounced Svaha. Now that just communicated to the entities which surround us and are everywhere in the universe called spirits. And we don't understand all of this Sanskrit Pali language, but we do know that that's the way that the shamans of India and Tibet have been communicating to the spirits which are everywhere in the universe, but particularly the ones that inhabit our earth and our environment of this planet. With that said, we're going to take refuge and generate what is called the altruistic motivation. Now, this motivation is the theme of everything we do in Tibetan shamanistic practice. We'll say this together. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now all together take refuge and offer prostrations. I'll say it again. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now all together take refuge and, when possible, offer prostration. And I'll chant that in Tibetan Sanskrit for the spirits. Dag dang drowa namke tadang yampe semchen tamshe dudine jungte chi si jangchu ningpo la chi ki bardu. Now we'll take refuge in the three jewels and three roots. We'll say this prayer together. We all go for refuge to all the glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the idams, which are the deities gathered in our mandala practices. We go for refuge to all Buddhas, those who have conquered the mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. And we go for refuge to all the Dakas and Dakinis who are the protectors and defenders of the Dharma. All of these possess the eye of transcending awareness. Then we say the Bodhisattva prayer of the six perfections, the six Bodhisattva disciplines. To the Buddha, Dharma, and this Supreme Assembly, we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through the merit gained from practicing the six perfections, the six Bodhisattva disciplines, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Then we're going to chant this in Sanskrit, both of these prayers, again, to communicate to the spirits. Talden lama dampa namla japsu chio yedam chokor gi latso namla japsu chio Sanje Chom Dende Namla Chapsu Chiho Dampe Chur Namla Chapsu Chiho Palpe Gandum Namla Chapsu Chiho Pawo Kandro Chokyum Sume Sho Yeshe Ki Shendong Dempa Namla Chapsu Chio Sanjay Chodam Choki Chognam La Jangshu Bardu Dagni Chapsu Chi Dagi Jinso Jipe Sonam Pi Jola Penjur Sanjay Drupar Show. When you take these three offerings, puja offerings, puja means giving, acting in generosity. The motivation blends with the three jewels, which are the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, which is all Buddhism does that. And then in our shamanistic tradition, we take refuge in the Lama as the peaceful and protector and Dakini symbols of compassion, power, and insight. They're called the three roots of Tantra. And the three jewels are the three roots. The three jewels is the body, speech, and mind of all the teachings and all the people who teach and practice. So that's a global situation. And in the Buddhist tradition, it's all about acquiring a state of peace and tranquility, and then take that into the states of pure awareness, or what we call dharma or insight, wisdom. And we're talking about ultimate wisdom or ultimate truth to replace the drama wisdom or the relative truth. Replace or transform. When you replace it, that's the sutra tradition. And in Mahayana Buddhism, that's where we start all the foundation practices and learn to meditate and acquire states of peace and tranquility. So through Shine and Samatha practice, which are blended in the sutra. Then with that established, along with the 6 bodhisattva disciplines of generosity, morality, ethics, and good manners, patience, perseverance, meditative concentration, and the development of insight or direct connection to our natural state of awareness, our natural mind, ultimate truth, then the Shine Samatha practices start to open up higher states of ability and awareness through meditation practice. And once you enter into that dimension of your mind or being, then the other one immediately starts to dissipate. I use the word lighten up, lighten upward. And this is for each and every one that does these practices on the planet. And the key word is practice. For instance, the Karma Kagyu lineage of Karmapa and my root Lama Kala Rinpoche and all my teachers, it simply means the oral transmission or practice lineage. And it's the most prolific, but there are many lineages. But in the Kagyu tradition, there are 12 that have survived from Tibet. Then there are three other lineages, Nyingma, Gelugpa, and Sakya, that also have proliferated. Now, all of these together are equal, and all of these practices, one practice supports all the other practices. So there's no, you can't say high and low. What you want to do is equal everything out. It's called the accomplishment of one taste, is the way the Tibetans say it, which simply means equality. But on a higher level, it means the emotional energy transformed causes a state of equanimity. That's Buddhahood. So we're going to start tonight with the three lights and five elements practice, emphasizing fire, the fire element, as the healing property of the five elements for meditation. And then we're going to evolve from that practice into the Tara, through the Tantra practice of the Tara on green Tara as the air, then red Tara as the fire, and that all evolved into the space, the voidness. And so we use three words, Om, Ah, and Hum, which is the evolutionary process of the body in this tradition. And then Ram, Yam, and Kam. Ram is fire, Yam is air, and Kam is space. And those are the subtle elements which we're going to deal with these practices tonight. And we'll start with the three lights, prana yoga breathing practice. Sit with your back, Abby, you can go this way. Sit with your back straight and your head slightly tilted. If you're laying down, then lay straight. Eyes open if you can, mouth closed if you can, and hands either on the knees or right on top of left thumb touching in the lap. Now these positions arrange the body in a what we call energy flow pattern. Then you bring your mind, your focus, your awareness to your breath. When you breathe, you're going to meditate on the breath. When you inhale, you visualize the air coming in as white light filling your lung. The red light is the elemental energy extracted spontaneously by your body to pass through every cell in your body. And that you visualize as a flash of red light, or you can maintain it as red light energy going everywhere through your body. That's called the absorption breath, middle breath. So you inhale white light, then the absorption breath is the red light visualized flashing through your body. So you turn red for a moment. And then you combine those two and exhale out your nose, if you can. Blue light to space. And this blue light to space exhale is called the ultimate healing breath. So you have the white light inhale. As the diaphragm fully extends, red light through your body. Then combine these two, exhale blue light out your nose. And this is the way you start your practice. Now this shine or samatha practice is to bring you into a state of calm abiding, peace and tranquility. And at the same time, remove your connection to worldly activity. Bring you into this dimension of samatha. Then when this state is established through this breathing practice, then you take your focus off the breath and collect the three lights, the white, the red, and the blue, into one point of energy or light and center that in your heart chakra, which is located in the central channel in the center of your chest, middle of your body. And keep your focus there to create what is called a bindu or chakra energy center. By doing this, you are connecting to a dimension of infinite radiance or light, which permeates the boundless fabric of space. So actually, you're not meditating. You're simply contemplating that dimension of the boundless radiance of your own being or mind, connecting with the totality of everything in space. As light. Then from this simple platform, you start the meditation practice again by taking that radiant point of light and expanding it with your imagination into a tiny sphere of clear light. And then keep expanding until it forms. As I said before, tonight we're going to do the Tumo or fire practice, Tara. But we're going to start with this subtle dimension of a pyramid, four-sided pyramid, red in color, symbolizing fire. And you visualize this to grow from that little sphere into that symbol, no larger than your thumbnail, no larger than a small marble or sphere. Then this four-sided pyramid becomes the meditation symbol for this healing practice. It includes all the other four elements, but predominantly we're using this modality for certain healing applications symptomatically to transform dis-ease into good health. Then you visualize that four-sided pyramid labeled fire, radiation, to move out in front of your body and up before your eyes, 2 feet in front. Of course, if your eyes are closed, you have to imagine it there. But some people have really good imaginations and can actually see it with their worldly eyes. Then you imagine it to grow in size large enough to be like room size with you sitting inside of it, just as you are. It has to be beyond the reach of your arms. So if you extend your arms, it's got to be like at least a tent outside of that. But it can be any size up to room size. You're receiving the full healing energy of this symbolic energy psychically, which is the ultimate method we're using, into your form body. However long you want to maintain this situation in practice is up to you. Then you start to extend it to others by imagining it growing inside to completely enclose the city, town, or island where you live inside. A large area of where you are doing your practice. I call it your neighborhood. Then you expand it in size to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere. So that the full potential of this practice is extended to all the sentient beings in the earth and on the earth, and the environment, including the environment. Which is actually what is going on with this situation we find ourselves on the planet today. It's actually taking place. Then you extend it in size to completely enclose our entire solar system. Extending the range of your practice billions of miles out in every direction. Then expand it to completely enclose our spiral disc-shaped galaxy. All the suns, planets, everything inside this symbol. Then go beyond the limits of your rational mind and visualize it expand to merge with boundless space. infinite in capacity, but completely natural. The symbol disappears, but the healing energy format now permeates our entire phenomenal world. In a manner of speaking, this fulfills our motivation to benefit limitless sentient beings, alleviate their pain and suffering, and bring them to maturity. Then return from this state of spatial awareness and again invent the four-sided red pyramid labeled fire to enclose the galaxy. Reduce it in size to just enclose the solar system. Visualize it now to just enclosing Mother Earth. Smaller and smaller to just enclosing your neighborhood. Then very small to just you sitting inside this symbol of radiant. Then again bring it back to its original small size, 2 feet in front of your eye. 2 feet out in front. Then to chest level and into your heart chakra. Reduce it in size to a tiny sphere of clear light and smaller till it again assumes a point of radiation similar to an atom. And relax in a state of non-meditation as that blends with the infinite light of boundless space. Simply stay present with moment-to-moment awareness. Then bring that awareness to in front of your eyes and spread it into your area of practice to the benefit of all sentient beings. Now, in using the 5 elements practice together with the 3 lights meditation, you are systematically creating a healing modality. It can be used on its own or blended with any other form of what's called medicine or healing. In its own right, it works. And it works because meditation is the only method in the human condition that can cause one to control their mind. The constant chatter and set up a situation where the results are more than temporal. And it's in some cases outside time. They call it lasting happiness, lasting liberation. But when we use this, it's mostly on the physical, mental application. We need something more powerful to deal with the emotional program or the patterning that causes us disruption of the peaceful state. And so we don't attach to that peace and tranquility. We don't attach to the results of the temporal state of happiness. Why? Because it changes. Everything always is changing. That's the nature of our mind and the universe. And in its temporal existence, which we call conditioned existence, there's no such thing as lasting happiness. One day happy, next day sad. One moment everything's okay, the next minute it's not. And so it's unfavorable. And then this unfavorable condition we have in the human condition is aging, sickness, and leaving the body, a state called death, occurs for everyone. So impermanence, which is in our face today, with all of these viruses, everybody talks about one virus. There's 170 million viruses. For instance, in Brazil, right now they have 2 viruses devastating their country. And then now they're telling us that later on in the year, when the weather gets cold, we're going to have several viruses. So how do you deal with this emotionally? How do you deal with this in a manner where you're overcoming the fear, anxiety, and resulting depression that goes with these kinds of situations? You must understand that the basic antidote for all of this is love. Without love, you're going to have war, famine, disease, poverty, environmental destruction, and all the drama will messed up. And the love must be extended unconditionally. This is a learned kind of love. Yes, a lot of us have love. We have love for ourselves, we have love for our friends, relatives, and so forth. love for the environment, love for our way of existing, jobs and so forth. But unconditional love, that's why we take refuge. That's why we set up the altruistic motivation. That's why we do these shamanistic practices. Then that becomes the basis for this interconnected situation of altruistic compassion, extended unconditionally to every sentient being in the universe, every kind of animal, every kind of human, and every kind of spirit. And that kind, that word kind, has 6 categories. And those 6 categories are all emotionally created in the human condition. And we evolve through that. We vibrate through those 6 states of conditioned existence. To move out of that situation, the Lama produces what is called the antidote. For what purpose? To treat the cause, which is the emotionality of the mind that is judgmental. If you remove that judgmental quality of the mind, then you have what is called non-judgmental mind. If you have non-judgmental mind, you don't have emotion. If you don't have emotions, you don't have pain and suffering. So to produce that, the Lama transforms with a system, a healing method, your mind to move out of all of that causal situation. Not that it can't be treated symptomatically like any other disease, physical, mental, emotional. We're talking about emotional. What is the cause of the emotion? It's the judgmental mind. What does it do? It's a habit, and it's been created over many thousands of lifetimes for each one of us individually. And the simplicity of it is to recognize that when you call something bad, you are creating a state of emotionality called aversion, which escalates into anger and hatred and so forth. If you say something is good, you've already produced that in your mind. You already think. What you are sensing is good. And because you think it's good, you become attached to the happiness quality. And that produces attachment. Then attachment escalates into what we have going on in the planet today, which is the reason for the situation we're in. It's called greed. If you judge everything to be supernatural, divine, and superior, then you become arrogant and proud. You produce that. If you think things are bad or stupid or low life, that kind of judgment, then you become jealous. Jealousy arises. All of this is based on ignorance. The ignorance is not knowing that your judgment is the cause of your emotional habit. So the antidote tonight is going to be Tara. And the Tara practice changes the entire aspect of the universe into the mother principle, that the entire universe is like a mother's relationship to an only child. It is here to support life, cause it to grow, develop, and with spiritual application, evolve from drama awareness into enlightened awareness. And once you start this process, this evolutionary process, with growth and development into the natural mind of awareness, there's no ceiling. It's ongoing. That's Soha, Svaha in Tibetan, Sanskrit. So now we're going to start the Tara practice. And the main Tara practice for us is green Tara, has to do with the air element, prana, energy. And it comes from the mind of the Lama. So whatever deity yoga we do, whatever practice we do, is inseparable from the Lama, from your Buddha nature, and from all the teachings called the Dharma, and all the people who practice called the Sangha. All of that becomes the body, speech, and mind of your inner ultimate state of truth or awareness. Then the relative truth disappears. The ultimate truth of every situation becomes apparent. So you sit with your back straight as before and breathe. Inhale, white light, hear the sound Om. The red light penetrating your body, healing energy, you hear the sound Ah. This is the sound of the voidness of all energy. Ah. And that sound permeates your whole body as red light. So you get empty body. Then you bring these two together. The radiance healing energy of the light into your lungs, the red light energy permeating as healing energy every cell in your body. Those two together go out your nose as blue light to space, to all beings in space as the sound Hum. Again, inhale white light, hear the sound Om. The healing energy of the breath permeating your body, Ah. Red light. These two gather together out the nose as blue light to space, to every being in space, Hum. Like the roar of a lion. Breathe like that. When you do this three lights practice with these three sounds, you're transforming Shine practice into Latong, awareness practice. It's those three sounds that cause this transformation of your prana energy. Om is the clarity applied to your body. Ah is the energy of this awareness applied to your mind. And these two become the sound of compassion, of healing energy to all sentient beings. That's your power. Now with this is firmly established through the breathing process of this, you gather the three sounds, Om, Ah, Hum, like you gathered the three lights, all of that into a particle of light in your heart center and rest for a few moments in basic space. The simplicity is there's no center. There's no boundary. It's simply contemplating space. Then from that dimension of mind, you imagine the point of light in your heart center to grow into a tiny sphere of clear light, representing entry into our three-dimensional phenomenal universe. Then you grow that small sphere of clear light till it creates a 5-colored sphere of light in the center of your heart chakra. This represents not only the 5 elements, but 5 states of awareness. And you extend this as an offering to your Lama Guru, who is visualized in front. When you can see your teacher clearly, man or woman, Lama, then from the Lama's head, white light enters into your head. This is necessary for the empowerment for your body to become the symbol of compassion, power, and insight of the deity's body. In this case, Tara. Then you see red light from the Lama's throat in front into your throat. This is the transformation of the energy of that as the sound of your voice in mantra, which is the wisdom sounds of healings expressed to the spirit, animal, and human world. Then you see blue light from the Lama's heart in front into your heart. This is the wisdom transformation of knowing that this causes the healing or the effect of your emotionality patterning to transform into ultimate truth or awareness. All of it is to give you the confidence that this timeless tradition is effective. When you can see these 3 lights shining simultaneously into your 3 places, the Lama, as the lineage master, merges into you like water into water. This is the 4th empowerment of union, where your body, speech, and mind now becomes the body, speech, and mind of all the Buddhas. Teachers and guides of the 3 times. Past, present, and future. As this takes place, you become Tara. 2 arms, young, beautiful, healthy, dressed in silks and jewels like they visualize gods and goddesses. Totally natural, all symbolic of healing energy. smiling with 3 eyes, 5 jewel crowns, so you have 5 states of awareness, 5 colors of silk, so the 5 elements. The 6 kinds of jewelry are the 6 bodhisattva disciplines. You're holographic, which means you're totally a rainbow body. Your ordinary body, however you think of it, disappears. You're sitting on a moon disk, sun disk, and 32 petal lotus in space. All of that is how they symbolize a bodhisattva or Buddha taking birth in the human condition, lighting up the darkness of space, removing the darkness of emotional influence. And once you can see yourself very clearly as Tara, then the 3 lights, the white Om in your head, the red Ah in your throat, and the blue Hung in your heart, all come together in the heart chakra. As soon as that takes place, the Hung, Om, Ah, change into the sound Tom, which is the creation sound of Tara. Looks like a letter 5 with a dot over it. It's surrounded by that 5-color sphere of light that you created at the start of your practice. That comes from the sound Hum that evolved into the Om An Hum and into the 5 elements of the first practice we did, now together with the 5 elements of 5 states of awareness, which are the antidotes to all attachment, aversion, pride, jealousy, stupidity, which cause all the pain and suffering we experience. So this is the antidote to that. Now you see your mother in front as Tara. You project that. Whatever image you see yourself as this bodhisattva deity, then your mother equal. Then your father, friends, and relatives all become green Tara. Tara with the greenish glow, it symbolizes the prana energy of the air element. Actually, it's all 5 elements in one, just like in the air, actual air. Then you project it to all the humans on the planet, 8 billion in present time. Then all the animals in the ocean and on the land become Tara. Then you project it to the infinite spirits filling the infinite universe. In your mind, this mandala of light and light beings filling your mind causes the altruistic and compassion, which is the motivation based on unconditional love, causes the mantra to appear inside the 5-colored sphere in your heart. Then you sound this mantra, Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re So Ha. So those 10 syllables surround the tom, letters facing inward, and when you start to sound the mantra, visualizing yourself as Tara, with the tom in the center of your heart, green in color, all of that, then light radiates off the tom and the mantra fills your body with healing energy and blazes outward into space. And every sentient being in your mandala, infinite in number, is doing the same thing you are. Om Tara Tutare Ture Soha. 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 Having established yourself as a Bodhisattva symbol of compassion, power, and insight, Tara, and having said her mantra 100 times, you've established this mandala as the basis for the protector Tara of the, we call the red Tara, of the fire energy that used in this practice of the fire mother, which is a protector practice using Vajrayogini or Pema Khandro in Tibetan. And so now we're going to do one round of red Tara. And she is visualized with the Tom and also the seed soluble Ram, which is a soluble of the fire element, together. And she is to bring out as an antidote to attachment, desire, lust, greed, all of that, as what we call discerning awareness. Discerning that this state of ultimate truth that we are practicing with these tantric practices is the antidote to all emotionality of the state of conditioned existence. And in that way produces ultimate healing, both on the relative and, we say, most appropriate state in the human condition. So discerning awareness is moving from relative truth to ultimate truth. So now we'll do the red Tara. The seed soluble in your heart center is still a 5-color sphere, but now we're emphasizing Ram, this sound. That seed soluble is the creation sound, overlapped with the Tom. You become red Tara, and all the beings, animals, humans, and spirits become red Tara in your mandala. And the mantra is sounded Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. You start to look like these two taras with blazing light coming out of your heart and your head. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Now this transition from green Tara to red Tara, the motivation I'm going to read from the Tara text that's used in the retreat situation. It simply states that the fundamental nature of the mind is pure in a state of clear light or voidness. With this state established in me, an inexhaustible source of unconditional love, wisdom, and power arises. The purpose of all spiritual practice is to reveal and make contact with this inner energy of awareness. When ignorance is removed, unlimited wisdom, altruistic compassion, and a power arise spontaneously. It is the mind's conditioning that limits understanding of what I am and what I can become and what I can accomplish appropriately in the human condition. I will cleanse my mind of all faults through practice and develop beneficial qualities. By doing this, I remove all obstacles to my path to maturity and create beneficial conditions for all sentient beings. Recognize this as the interconnectedness of all. I will strive to do my best, simply to manifest my enlightened potential, ever dedicated to the benefit of all sentient beings. I will think, speak, and act as the wisdom Dakini Tara. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Hri Soha. Om Tara Tu Tare Tu Re Ram Ri So Ha Om Tara Tu Tari Tu Re Ram Ri So Ha Om Tara Tu Tari Tu Re Ram Ri So Ha Om Tara Tu Tari Tu Re Ram Ri So Ha. Now we're going to invite all the Dakinis using the bell, Damaru, and Damaru. Om Tara Tu Tari Tu Re Ram Ri So Ha. Then you dissolve all sentient beings in your mandala into you as red Tara. Then you as red Tara disappear into the mantra Om Tara Tu Tari Turi Ram Hri Soha. All the vibrations of the energy of that mantra disappear into the Ram, disappears into the Tam, disappears into the Hum, into space. And you relax in the present moment, in the simplicity of contemplating space. No meditation, simply be present with this newly developed state of timeless awareness. In this state, there is no judgmental mind. And with that state of wisdom awareness, Maha Mudra is produced. The great view of pure awareness as voidness, or a state of infinite appropriate potential to produce healing. Not only treating symptom, but cause of all pain and suffering for infinite sentient beings. Your mothers, our mothers. And slowly, deliberately, in time, using the Tara Bodhisattva tantric practice, your body, speech, and mind transform into the ultimate protectoress, or Dakini. And I'm going to mention a few of the qualities of this because the Tumo practice we're going to perform next is the red Tara in action as the activity of all the Buddhas, of all the Lamas, of all the teachers of this tradition. To give you an idea of the unlimited power that arises with the compassion and insight, based on irresistible truth, you become what is called ferocious in your activity. The terror of converting fear to the energy of unconditional love. Also arises the destruction of all forms of attachment. Attachment to your body, attachment to what you think, attachment to all outer experience. Ability to transform all unhealthy conditions or poison into states of good health and healing. The ability to remove all sorrow and sadness. To be the Tara as an example and effect of radiant health. And establish that for everyone you meet and touch, see, or think about. And the final accomplishment of maturity or Buddhahood is Tara as a state of complete enlightenment. With this newfound awareness, ultimate awareness, spiritual accomplishment, with no ceiling, no end, always increasing. Now the Tara is all in this one book, which is used by the women in their 10-day retreat here in Kauai every year. And white Tara is the space element on one side, and all of this originated from Padmasambhava and Yeshe Soygal on the other side. So keeping that all together, we'll now do the Tumo practice, the fire Tara practice, and we'll start with the empowerment. So in front of you, the Lama is red Tara. From the three places into your three places, the Lama's three lights, white from the head into your head, red from the throat, and blue from the heart. Establish the three lights in you. The Lama then blends into you, and the Om Ah Hung in your three places is now established. Move down into the heart center, and the Hung transforms into the seed-soluble Ram. And you become the standing red Tara, which I have, who is ferocious, terroristic in appearance, completely intimidating, but wearing only bone ornaments, drinking from a skull cup of all the nectar of the five elements 5 wisdoms as universal nectar of all the Buddhas. And the hook knife pointed downwards to cut off attachment to all forms. So under her foot is a male and female form under each foot. Or you can think of her standing on your body just as it is. So she's going to become the fire mother, Tumo, that you're going to visualize yourself. Radiant, and you don't have to project this to all mother sentient beings. The energy of her fire dome is pervading space, all the realms, all the spirit worlds, of which we have 4, and wherever animals and humans take birth. So those are the 6 realms of sentient being. This is automatic. The seed soluble ROM is your seed soluble. And I'll explain the practice and the movements, physical movements, as we do the practice. So now your red tar transformed into the standing fire Tara, Pema Chondro, of the lotus family. The Buddha Amitabha adorns your head, which is shown on these above Tara, and is in this ornament on her head. She is filling with the bliss coming from the bliss nectar from the skull cup. You see the Ram in your heart center. Then you see the central channel with the 5 elements, Ram, Lam, Vang, Yam, and Mam in the 5 places, and then Hung, Ah, Om, Cham, and Hri merging with those in the 5 places in the central channel. So the first one is the 5 elements as the Taras, and the second one is the 5 Buddha families as 5 states of awareness. And keeping all sentient beings in mind as the receiver of this healing energy, you do 3 clearing breaths. And you imagine with each of these 3 exhale, the Om, the Ah, and the Hum. The Om is the first exhale, the Ah is the second one, and the Hum is the third one. The energy of those 3 goes to everywhere, to all beings on the planet. So we do the 3 clearing breaths. And when you inhale, you gather the 4 fingers around the thumbs, the palms resting on your knee. Do the 3 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. That's the Om. Inhale. Exhale. That's the Ah. Inhale. Exhale. That's the Hum. Now each time when we do the Tumo breath, you will gather the 4 fingers around your thumb. Embrace the thumb and hold that position as long as you hold your breath. Now we're going to do the 3 inner clearings, holding the breath. When you do this, you visualize a red ball of fire energy rolling around inside a bowl, the bottom part of your torso being the bowl, and you roll that ball 3 times while holding your breath. Clockwise. So you're going to be moving like this. So you're moving your body clockwise. Inhale. Stop. Exhale. Now rotate the fireball 3 times in the opposite direction. Inhale. Exhale. Now you're ready to do the Tumo breathing as Pema Chondro. The fire Dakini. Inhale. Wrap your thumbs. Hold your breath. And visualize a red tiny sphere of light of those 3 balls creating that sphere. They represent your body, speech, and mind. And that little tiny sphere of light moving up to the navel, to the central channel, while you're holding your breath, then to the heart chakra, then to the throat, then to the head, then into space. Still holding your breath, you bring the light back down into your head, throat, heart, navel, and return it to the original point about 4 fingers below the navel towards your sex chakra. Exhale. Now we're going to do that again, holding the breath. Wrap your fingers. Move the point of light up the central channel. Through the top of the head into space. Then back down into the head, throat, heart, navel, sex chakra. Exhale. So as this red point of light moves upward, when it hits space, all the elemental energy becomes like space. Then the space is a white sphere of light that breaks into 5 drops, 5 points of light, and they merge, disappear into the head, the throat, the heart, the navel, and the sex chakra as the 5 dhyana Buddhas go into what we call voidness. Ram, Lam, Vam, Yam, Mam, Ham. Then the white down. Om, Ah, Om, Cham, Hri. Back into the little fireball in your sex chakra. Again, inhale. Upward. Meets the white sphere. It comes downward. And disappears into the red sphere, recreating the red one. Exhale. Inhale, do it again. White sphere hum, down, 5 lights into the head, throat, heart, navel, rejoins all into the red sphere sex chakra. White and red merge together as these drops. Exhale. Again, inhale. Your Vajrayogini in a blazing dome of fire. red in color. Hold your breath, point your tongue back to the roof of your mouth, squeeze your sphincter muscle, up the central channel, visualize. The white space energy has 5 drops down the central channel, hitting the 5 points. Exhale. Now this time, hold your breath as long as you can. When you exhale, you'll be back at the starting point, at the end of that holding the breath. During the holding of the breath, that red dot is moving up, and the white breaks into 5 drops coming down. Continue doing that up and down motion as long as you hold your breath. Inhale. When you inhale, you're back to the starting point with the red tiny sphere. Inhale, do the whole process again. Take short inhales 3 times during this holding of the breath. It's called packing. One more time. Relax, but keep your visualization as you as Pema Chondro, Fire Dakini. The Lotus family is based on the activity of the Bodhisattva liberating spirits. Demonic spirits, demigod spirits, they call war and war god spirits. Deprived spirits, one category is like Preta, hungry ghosts. And removing the arrogance of the jealous celestial spirits. That's called subjugating, but mostly this is about liberating and at the same time transforming all your judgmental mind, emotionality, habit into compassion, power, and insight to accomplish all the aims of the wish-fulfilling jewel, the Dharma, and all the wishes of all the teachers. Okay, now we're going to do 7 breaths. Remember to fold your hands, fingers around the thumbs. This is the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, space. On your knees. When you hold your breath, your diaphragm is fully expended, your Vajrayogini, then the red ball goes up the central channel, meets the white, and they break into drops, and these 5 colored drops hit the 5 places on the way down and all collect back into the sphere. Tongue touches, point touches the roof of the mouth, and if you can, tighten your sphincter muscle. And while you're doing the holding of the breath, take 3 short breaths. So I'm going to show you that. I'm going to inhale, short breath, and sniffing more air down into here. I do that 3 times while I'm holding the breath during this up and down process. You're red, standing in a blazing dome of fire on a sun disk. Beneath the sun disk is your body, and under that is a moon disk, and under that is a 18-petal lotus. One of the diaphragms shows cross triangles, but that's not appropriate for this practice. Inhale, up. After that exhale, again. A third time. If some people are just doing this for the first time and they're feeling too much energy or heat, then rest. To rest, you simply dissolve the visualization into the ROM in your heart center into space. In that way, the white and the red, the relative and the ultimate, merge in a state of non-judgmental mind. The state of Mahamudra is similar to the universal state of light throughout space. In this way, your mind becomes harmonious with the phenomenal world. Equal. In loving kindness, compassion, power, and the wisdom of liberation. At the end of protector practice, it's appropriate to run the Vajrasattva mantra 2 times. The first time is to purify all mistakes made in the practice. The second time is to purify the 3 levels of the 3 kayas that we are developing. The Dharmakaya of the all-pervasive nature of our liberated higher states of awareness. The bliss energy of the deity which causes connection to that. That's called the Sambhogakaya. And then both of those together in the practitioner as we call the Nirmanakaya, which now becomes the teacher for oneself and limitless other sentient beings. So you want to purify any obstruction to attaining those three kayas or vehicles. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manopalaya Vajrasattva Dinopa Dikta Drito Me Bhava Suto Kayo Me Bhava Supo Kayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Mantrayasa Sarva Karma Sutta Me Sitsam Shriyam Kuru Hom Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarva Tathagata Vajra Mami Mutsu Vajra Bhava Ma Samaya Sattva Ah Om Vajragini Vajrasattva Samaya Manopalaya Vajrasattva Dinopa Dikshidrito Me Bhava Sutokayo Me Bhava Supokayo Me Bhava Anurakto Me Bhava Sarva Siddhi Mantrayasa Sarva Karma Sutta Me Sisam Shriyam Kuru Hom Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarva Tathagata Vajra Mami Vajra Bhava Ma Samaya Sattva Ah. Then we add, with all the blessings of the lamas and all the yidams, may all be auspicious. And with all the activity of the dakinis and dharma protectors, all of that Buddha activity become auspicious. May all the long life, good health, happiness, prosperity, and wishes of all the lamas be accomplished. Then we say the dedication prayer. Kewa di nirdu da, chagya champo drugir ne, chowa chinking malu pa, te sala gopar shok, sanjay kuso nempai jamla dam, choni megur dempai jamla dam, kendu miche dumpai jamla ki, chitar gomwa monam ju par shok. By this virtue of having realized Mahamudra, may it quickly establish all beings without a single exception in that state. By the blessings of the three bodies of the Buddha being accomplished, and by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, may the wishes of us, the Sangha, and all sentient beings be accomplished. May all beings be happy, free of suffering, established in bliss and equanimity. Dujiche, mahalo, thank you very much. Nice evening.